Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy DD758. Sakafet. To all my subscribers, I'd like to say thank you. And to all my new subscribers, I'd like to say thank you. Don't forget to hit the like button and don't forget to leave a comment. Married at First Sight, couples retreat. That was a very interesting retreat. Let's start with Jacob and Haley. Jacob and Haley. I think Jacob and Haley should have just take a page out of Page book and just do like Chris and Paige and just cancel. They probably cancel the rest of the time and not show. I understand. I mean, they want to write it out. Which is fine, but they should have just do like Paige and Chris, because Paige and Chris, we're no longer seeing them. Jacob and Haley started off from the last episode where they spoke about the wedding. They spoke about the gifts, and it just transpired into the next episode where Haley had a mom to send the gift back to her so she can give it back to Jacob, which I find was really petty. But at the same time, Jacob left the hat on the dresser for Haley. So the two of them, they're really petty. Like Haley said, both of them are headstrong, and since both of them are headstrong, that's one of the things that cause a problem in the relationship. Sometimes you need to be submissive to your wife, and sometimes a husband should be submissive to his wife, a wife should be submissive to her husband. It cannot just be one-sided. But Haley, I don't know, Haley, she needs to probably maybe try and, like I say, submit to Jacob a little bit. Their efforts are just in vain, in my opinion, and they should just not be together, because the two of them together, it's like water and oil. They just don't mix. Because when they had them to do that experiment where they had to write a letter to each other saying basically how they felt about each other, and then they did that. But then now Haley is coming with after Jacob gave his letter, read his letter and his speech, Haley is like was no sorry Jacob is like, well, the dog likes me. No, I think Haley said the dog likes me. The dog likes you more than me. No, sorry, I think I mixed it up. Jacob said, but the dog likes you more than me, and Haley's like, yeah, well, I know that because she's your dog. So like Jacob is just being petty. Like it was a nice moment. It was a touching moment. But then Jacob now is starting to go back on the petty side. Like you're at that moment where you wrote a letter to each other, you all express your feelings, and he's like, but the dog like me more than you, and the dog whatever. And like Haley's like, yeah, I know that because it's your dog. So the two of them are just so petty. But they did have a moment on the show where there was this game they had to play, and they actually won, which I wasn't surprised, to be honest, because if I don't like you, I mean, if we spend time together and I don't like you, there are things I'll get to know about you and I'll remember. Likewise, she don't like him, so there are things about him she would remember about him. So it goes vice versa. So then when they won the game, it was a little accomplishment for them, and I wasn't surprised. But all I'm saying with Jacob and Haley, the two of them are just too petty. Jacob needs to sometimes to submit to Haley. Haley sometimes needs to submit to Jacob, and that's where the two of them go wrong. You cannot be in a marriage and it's just one-sided, and nobody's not trying to be submissive to each other to try and make it work. And was it me? But that you see, Jacob is stuck in the 60s or the 70s or the 80s. That outfit, everybody was dressed normal. Jacob outfit looked like Popeye the Sailor Man to me. I don't. To be honest, he had that kind of shirt he had on with the cut up sleeves and the pants and the shoes. I was wondering like if he was a sailor from back in the 1960s or something, because that outfit, I don't know, Jacob, get with the times. We in 2021. I mean, you love the 80s, you love the 60s, you love the 90s, but at least just try and change the way you dress sometimes, or the way you the way your clothing line. I mean, upgrade it a little bit. I don't know, maybe you all might think different, but for me, the clothes Jacob wear don't work. It don't work for me. But that's basically about the two of them. They spoke about living arrangements after decision day. Jacob and Haley didn't have a discussion about that because the two of them are going to stay together. Then we have Clara and Ryan. Clara and Ryan, they also, the two of them, I just feel like Clara is, now you see there, that's where submissive comes in again. Clara is too submissive to Ryan. And that's a big problem because it comes off as she's willing to do anything to keep Ryan. She's willing to do anything at this point to keep Ryan. But like I said, Clara haven't had a man of substance in her life. And that is Clara. Clara feels like Ryan is a good catch. Like Ryan, like she getting to be with Ryan is a good catch for her. But the men she have had in the past also contributes to Clara's behavior because Clara acts like Ryan is gold. Like Ryan, she always makes excuses for him. She always, she always says good stuff about him, but she knows she's thinking different. Like she knows she wants him to be more open. She knows she wants him to be more spontaneous. She knows she wants him to be, to get to the point where the intimacy comes up. But Ryan, when they had to do the experiment and write the letter to each other, Ryan wrote the letter, but Ryan is very smart. Ryan said, "From Ryan with love," and she started crying. She's like, "Oh well, from Ryan with love." So to her, Ryan finally said, "I love you," which don't make no sense to me because that's an indirect statement. He didn't say, "Clara, I love you." It wasn't directly. But even if it was indirectly, she took it as clarity for her that he finally said, "I love you," which Clara, no, it don't work. And their relationship is just like them when they went on the water on the surfboards, and she was struggling to get up to stand on the surfboard and paddle. And she said she's good at paddleboarding because she's good on her knees. We all know about Clara being good on her knees, so I don't even want to go in that direction. I'm trying to keep it clean today. But she said she's good on her knees, which is obvious, Clara, because the kind of stuff she be doing. But Clara took Ryan saying with love as clarity for her, which made no sense to me. But anyway, they wrote the letter. She started crying. Ryan said how he felt. She said how she felt. When they played the game, she and Ryan didn't do too well. That goes to show the two of them don't really know each other. They don't. Then we have Brie and Vincent. Brie, you cannot go planning events without speaking to your husband. It's the same thing, communication. She went planning that horseback riding, and then lo and behold, Vincent don't like horses. He don't feel comfortable being on horses. Look, I'm the same way. If you go to a zoo and they have snakes and they want to make you hold a snake or touch the snake, I'm not going to do that. Even if you plan the event, there's nothing that will make me touch or hold a snake. It's better you told me and we discussed it, and I'll be like, okay, yes, we need to go. And you can tell me, well, there's a section where I need to hold a snake, and then I'll hold it. But there's nothing that'll make me hold a snake. Like let me think about it. But Clara Brianna didn't do that. Brianna just planned the event. She didn't discuss it with Vincent, and she just planned it. And that makes no sense to me. Like, it's the communication. But Vincent went along, being the team player he's, Champagne Vinny. It took him a while. He got on the horse. They spoke about it. They discussed it. And then when she was in bed, she always uses that little manipulative baby voice. But I planned it already. But we can just go on and you can just try it out with the little baby voice. And that's what Brie, whenever Brie does that gets under my skin, yo. It really gets under my skin. Because she uses that to manipulate Vincent, like that little baby voice she comes with, she manipulates him with that. And, I think their marriage can work, but it will eventually get to the point where Vincent will not be able to take some of the stuff she's doing. And then that's what I think that might probably cause some big argument between them. So that's what I'm kind of worried about. But their relationship can work. I think they can stay married, they can reach far with their relationship. Then we have Eric and Virginia. Eric and Virginia, that's the two, I call him the two clowns. The two of them, I think they throw in the I love you word, or they are intimate. I think they use the I love you or their intimacy to cover up all the issues they're having. And when it finally comes to the table, they still don't deal with it. They still don't deal with it. But I still agree with Eric when he says he doesn't want to leave his house because he owns his own house. She has an apartment. He don't want to leave and get a new place because he already have his own place. So she can just come stay with him, but then they have an issue with the cats, and he's saying he's allergic to the cats, and that is causing the issue between the two of them. But the two of them, like he's saying, she's doing too much on camera, like she would make him look like a bad person. Eric is just that he's just controlling. Like I've been saying, he's manipulative, and she is not any better. The two of them well meet. She's not any better. So I don't see the two of them working. Maybe they might work. I don't see it. But let's see what Kia have to say because I honestly I want decision day to come already because I'm just tired of Married at First Sight. I'm tired of those couples. The experts did a terrible job this season because those people, that was just terrible, completely terrible, and I'm just tired of the two of them. I'm tired of all the couples. We need to see something fresh, something new, and I'm happy Chris and Paige are off that show. That's the best thing they did because Paige went through too much with Chris, way too much. Hey Kia, what's up? You muted? I can't hear you.
Yes. Hey everyone.
I'm hearing you now. What's up, Kia? How are you doing?
So let me just tell you, like the comments are saying before we started this, I said I'm over it. Like my attention span can't even watch a full episode. I can't even believe it's a 2-hour episode. Because am I the only one? Put in the comments. Am I the only one that just tunes out or just forget you even watching the show because it's that bad? It's just like, do you have no hope? It's hard to even analyze it or try to figure out or just be like, what is going on here? Like, where do you want to start? Let's start with Bree and Vince. That was our hope couple. We was like, oh, they're so cute. They're so adorable. Bree started to like get tired of Vinny because they only, we've learning more about reality shows that they like do a lot of, filming, but we don't see all of it. So could you imagine living with Vinny like pretty much your whole day other than work? So at this point, Bree is starting to get all his baby ways. Like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And, you're trying to prove to the man and you're embarrassed about everything. It's like a kid. That's not cute. What is he, about 6 feet something tall? You this big old man, over 200 pounds, I'm sure. And if you got them baby ways, I can't deal. Bree is starting to get irritated. I get what you said, Dee Dee. She should have told him about the horses. Like you said, if you don't do snakes, you don't do snakes. But at this point, Bree is over him because, like, you don't want to do nothing. Have you ever... been on a vacation with somebody? You don't travel with everybody. I went on a vacation to Punta Cana with one of my family members. She didn't want to eat anything, so I got to go around the whole island and look for her some American food. And I think they were rationing out the Lay's chips for her, but it was so horrible because she didn't want to do anything. I'm like, I will never travel with you again. And Bree summed it up this episode. She said, I can't imagine living the rest of my life like this.
No, but look, I understand now. But like he said, skydiving, he don't skydive. He don't bungee jump. And I definitely would not go swimming with sharks.
I think he was pushing the envelope because he doesn't want to do anything. He's like, listen, the expert should have did a better job at that. Because like I said, I'm not that one. If you go on vacation with me, there's certain things that I just want to do. I want to sit by the beach or, sip, pretty drinks or whatever. But at the end of the day, Vincent just seems like he doesn't want to do anything. So how can y'all go anywhere if you just so like, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. So like I said, we only seeing portions. Vincent look like he's just a big crybaby. Like, I'm over him. And Paige is over him. She made a comment. So when he just assumed that they're moving to his apartment, she was like, buddy, don't be so sure. I think she's going to say yeah, but in the long run, I don't think it's going to work because she's going to get tired of him because she's just like, dude, you got to, I'm not trying to be your, your mama, your teacher, everybody, because Vincent he got some ways.
I got
ways.
Hey. I got me. Hey, go ahead, Kia. Go ahead.
No, I was done. I didn't know how many guys.
I always see you in my comments. Thanks for calling in. I always see you in my comments. What's up?
I'm just gonna jump in when Kia finishes.
No, I'm done. Listen, I'm not gonna even waste my breath on that. I just, like you said, when I get excited, I don't even breathe. I'm over them.
So I, like you, am completely over them. This is the worst cast ever.
Yeah.
None of these people should be together for various reasons. It's like they look for the exact wrong person for each one of these people, including
Yes.
Paige. So I'm just like, please let it end. There's 2 hours. They keep doing 2 hours of nothing. Nothing. That whole show last night was about nothing.
Thank you. I
Nothing.
forgot I was watching it a couple of times because we had to do this review. I had to come back like, oh my gosh, I'm watching.
God bless you for watching it a couple of times.
No, I never watched it the whole scene because it was on. You know, you see bits and pieces. You're like, oh, I'm really watching that.
Yeah. Yeah, that show, like I gotta tell you, I'm just getting tired. I'm so like my friend Shani says, I'm just tired, and I'm just tired of Married at First Sight this season. They need to come up with. I hope next season those people do a much better job, because the experts, they got it terribly wrong this season.
But I
Terribly wrong.
feel, just to elaborate on what you just said, it's like, how could the experts get it wrong like that? It's like, what is like, even like just the stuff about the baby, it's like, if you do this extensive like interview process, if somebody say they're allergic to cats, those are like simple questions, like, okay, they're not dating each other, so we're taking that part out of the equation. So you should be doing the homework and asking these important questions. How you don't know one person wants kids and one person don't? Those are questions that you ask on a first date, so we can just don't even go any further. And you know, it's like, how do the experts miss this?
I don't think they missed it, because I actually think Bree does want kids. Bree just doesn't want kids tomorrow. So Bree is a person who got married to have a boyfriend and a mate all the time, available to her all the time. So she wouldn't have to date, she would have him. So when she wants to go to brunch, he's right there for her. She'll have kids, but she wants kids 4 years from now.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Vinny got married to have a family. So there are people who literally not only get married, but they get married because they're ready to have a family. So he's ready to have a family in a year. I think of that group. It's that couple from, I think, 2 seasons ago. Gosh, I wish I knew their names, but they're on the follow-up ones where they just had a baby, a white girl, and I forgot the husband's name. But when they met, they were both, they're on their second baby now. She's having her second baby. And I'm not talking about Jamie. It's another couple that just had their baby, their second baby. As soon as they got together, they both wanted to get married to have a family. So they had those families, they both are cool with having these kids right away. Whereas we know Woody and Amani was clear off the jump. Like, I ain't trying to have a baby tomorrow. I'm trying to enjoy this marriage. Whereas Woody is like, if we have a baby, I ain't mad about it. But he's willing to wait. Vinny specifically got married because he wanted to have a family. So to me, that's a basic question that you could have figured out. Well, how soon do you want to start a family? I do not think that if they asked that question, Bree would have said, well, as soon as possible. Because that's not who she is. She wants to have a baby in 4 years. And I feel like this whole thing of her having high blood pressure, she couldn't I just feel that's an excuse. Because if you had that as an issue, you would want to have those babies sooner than later. So you would want to be in a position where you can have a safe pregnancy younger than older. So I think that that's just an excuse, because she didn't get married to have children right away. She got married to travel with her husband, play house, go to brunch, all those kind of things. And Vinny is like, look, I'm just going straight into daddy mode, straight into husband mode, straight into we got kids. And that's to be expected with his culture too. So I'm like, nobody even thought about looking at cultures. Like,
but still, it's a blue. It's like one of those things where they, like the experts, like we know these questions. So I'm confused as to why they're not asking these questions. Like you said, like what's the time frame you want to see kids? When is the time frame you want to buy a house? These are questions that normal people ask when they're out. So I'm just trying to figure out, where do these experts, like, what type of questions would they ask them? Like, do you like your water hot, warm? I mean, stuff like, what were they really asking? It's just like, some of this stuff is just like terrible, like that these people are fighting over, like the cat thing. I don't like cats. You're not about to sleep with cats in the bed with me.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying about
I'm
that's
not even
that's
allergic. But no.
that's exactly what I'm saying about being submissive because look, you're in a marriage now. I mean, it's a show. They got married at first sight. Fine, fair enough. But at some point in time, somebody needs to be submissive. Like a husband needs to be submissive to his wife. His wife needs to be submissive to the husband. But you all have to pick and choose what you'll be submissive to. But she just don't want to be like. You need to understand the guy's allergic to cats. He's allergic to cats. So just be a little open to the idea. Listen,
Hi,
be a
Dee.
little submissive
Hi.
to it. Yeah.
I have to disagree with you.
Why?
Even if the girl had a shaven dog, with a woolly scarf around his neck, he would still have a problem. This guy has a problem with everything. He's like Jekyll and Hyde. 1 minute he's happy, next minute he's growling at her, really having a go at her over foolishness. If the woman want to sleep with a damn cat, well, she's on her own. I tell her good night.
But no, Diali, I agree. All I'm saying is that the experts could have avoided that one thing because some people are, let's say in the real world, some people are like attached to their pets. And those are questions that you ask. Like, for example, like with me, I have 2 dogs. If you don't like dogs, there might be a problem.
Hold on.
What? Who said hold on?
No.
I'm sorry, that was me.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. Well, sorry about that, Crystal. Like, what was Diali? Go ahead, Diali.
No, I'm just saying, well, like Kia said, she has 2 dogs. Well, if you get involved with someone that don't like dogs, I'd say bounce. That's your problem.
Exactly.
The dogs will be here before you. The dogs will be here when you're gone. Bye.
That's what I'm saying. The experts should ask those questions because if you would have asked them questions and knew that he was allergic to cats, why would you hook him up with the cat lady? That lady is like she got the zoo over her house. You know how many vectors I like? She got dogs, cats, probably rabbits, snakes. She got everything. So
let me see what Crystal had to say because Crystal, she was trying to call in my last show, but she couldn't call in. But she's on mute. But yeah, but what you said, Mick, go ahead,
I'm
Crystal.
here. This is driving me crazy. Kia, the last hope I had was for Bree and Vincent. And I'm like, Bree, first of all, you sign him up for horseback riding without consulting him. You could have done a compromise. You could have said, hey, they got a couple of different events. What do you want to do? ATV, horseback riding, or paddle boating? And if he picks ATV, you say, well, if you want to do ATV, then I want to do horseback riding. Let's do both. She could have done better. I was so annoyed with her. And then she's like, then when they start talking about the apartment, and you're right, I kind of had it in the background too. I got a phone call and I was like, wait a minute, are you really acting like this guy you're not going to force me? I'm like, wait a minute, you've been forcing him and manipulating him to do stuff this whole time. I was like, but you'll try to sugarcoat it, and then he's so quiet. I'm like, Vincent, speak up. Just speak up. And his point was, and I think he was saying that their apartment, like I said, I got a phone call, but his apartment is bigger, right? You have your own space. I have my own space. It's like he's considerate. She's inconsiderate. And I'm like, just think. Sometimes you can say, hey, babe, I'd like to do this instead of that. Sometimes you can, like Dee Dee was just saying, but sometimes just consider the man. He's going to end up resenting her. He's going to end up resenting her, and they are not going to stay together. I was like, okay, this is a good couple. They're sweet, not just the sexual chemistry, but everything else. I said they could last, but not any. I was so mad at her. So Virginia and Eric, they literally started arguing on the drive to the place. Yes. And I'm like, you guys are arguing before y'all get down the road good? Think about this. And I said, in a minute now, we're going to see on the IG channel, he's going to pop off. He's going to pop her.
Thank you.
He's going to pop her. He's absolutely going to pop her. I actually thought if the cameras weren't there, boom. I said, if these cameras aren't here, he's going to pop her. And I was so mad because I was like, this show is taking all of my life because I really love being on here and being with y'all on Kojo's show. But I'm like, and I said, okay, but no way. These people are crazy. I said, Bree, look at what you're doing. And I said, you know what? You're going to mess this up because this is a good man. And I said, after this, you're going to get divorced and you're going to be like, what did I do? Oh my gosh. And you're going to think, oh wow, this is a good guy. And I just need to really consider his feelings just sometimes. Just sometimes. No, I don't think, no, he's not spoiled.
He's not.
That's the thing. He's not spoiled. He hasn't had it spoiled. She's spoiled, and she's an individualist. She thinks she's in this marriage by herself. She's not in this marriage by herself. You're in this marriage with a man, with a husband. But I do agree with something. This is the role, and I think Kojo was saying this. This is the role that what's his name? That Vincent put himself in when he didn't step up in the beginning. She noticed, oh, as long as I'm sweet to him, he'll do what I say. And I said, Vincent, you don't even have to be stern or aggressive. You just, no, I don't want to do that. And I said, please put your foot down. When he said, I don't want to get on this horse, I said, don't get on. Show her that this is not the way to do it. I was like, and then he finally got on. I said, Vincent, if you keep doing this, and he was trying, I said, he needs to maybe just get the words. He needs to just be more articulate and just find the words to say, listen, if you could just, when he says compromise, don't you dare. And what's funny to me is when I say that he's really getting aggravated, when you see how she wakes him up, not just waking him up in the morning, but does she like pick at him, like do something to him? And she's like, are you awake? Hi, honey. And he's like, I am now. Like, I said, this man is sarcastic, and you got to really read these signs, girl. I was like, do you see? Read the signs.
Yeah,
he's annoying. Yeah.
We have no hope for anyone. Because at this point, when the counselor was in there, Vinny is so scared. Like somebody rejected Vinny because he wants to keep her so bad. So I don't know if it's for looks or what she, got going on.
No, I think he genuinely is in love with it. I think that, and that's what's interesting is they didn't show their love letters. And I said they need to have 2 letters because the other team, they had their love letters to each other, right? And I said this was cut. Because I said, Vincent, you need 2 letters. You need to say, I love my wife, but my wife is inconsiderate. My wife is this. My wife needs to let me sleep. And I said, just say, I drive for a living. My uncle used to drive trucks. And I said, you need to let this man sleep, because if he has an accident and then what are you going to say? Oh, well, I just wanted to wake you up in the morning to have breakfast. No, every Sunday, if you want to have breakfast together before church or something, you want to have, what is it called? Like a ritual or something that we do together. That's fine. But, no, I said, this girl is crazy. And I do think it's not just her. I do think Vincent, he has put himself in this position. Now he doesn't know how to speak up. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think that's true.
No, I think you're right, Crystal. I think he does want to speak up, but he's absolutely stuffed. Did anybody see how tight that shirt was? I mean, that man needs to be off that horse. That horse was struggling. I nearly reported him to animal cruelty.
It was funny, Diali. I have a theory, and it's so funny. When they were on the bike rides, I feel like he was wearing like a waist trainer or one of those things that I wear. I was like, why is he like he did his thing? And he was doing like this, and I was like, why do you have your hands crossed? I was like, I've never seen you just stand there with your hands crossed like that, because one of those like to keep him in there. That's what I was doing.
But the alien and Crystal, hold on, Easy Blue, I wanted to say something.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was just waiting my turn. It's Isis Blue. So
Isis Blue.
Isis. Sorry. Isis Blue. Sorry.
Vinny is going to explode because he won't speak up. And we know that he can explode because his friends and everyone else has talked about it. But the other thing is she's a alpha female. Like she has all of that male energy and she's used to having it. And the thing is, she's kind of maybe picking with him to make him come alive, to put her in her place. Sort of like Karen and Miles. Because once Miles was like, look, I could be out, all of a sudden Karen became super loving and now they have a great relationship. I'm not saying that's going to be the outlook for Brianna and Vinny, but I can see what's going on there. And then the second thing, I would like people to stop acting like Vinny is broke. We all have seen she is in, and she's not the kind of engineer other people say because I recruit people like her. She's an IT engineer. She's not
Mhm.
a mechanical engineer. She's an IT engineer, and she makes about 90,000. He makes about 89,000. Great salaries in Georgia, but he's not all that much. She's not the big breadwinner that folks keep trying to make it seem like. But I'm tired of them. I was wanted to talk about Gay Ryan and
That's
Crazy
hilarious.
Claire.
I would say one thing, and yes, we can move on to Ryan and Clara. I don't think that he's broke at all. I do think that he's in the beginning of his, starting his own business. So he's probably still working at the car dealership. And I live outside of Atlanta and they do make good money. And you can buy a really nice, spacious house if she starts to pull back. I do agree with you. I think it's Isis Blue that said that
Isis Blue, yeah.
she wants to have these time, but to me, so I have to pose a question to you guys. At the dance studio, he didn't bring up the kids. She did. And I'm wondering if, you know how we keep saying that we're finding out Ready to Love, that the producers are asking them to pose these questions. They didn't bring up that time when he said that. I'm like, why did she bring that up? I feel like she was messing with him. They've already talked about this twice. If you want him to hold off, don't keep bringing it up, because it's like dangling a carrot in front of him and then taking it away, and then that's horrible and that's rude. Just say, hey, let's do 3 years. They brought that up back in when they were on the honeymoon. Then they brought it up again last week, and then they brought it up again at the dance studio. And I said, why did she brought that up? He didn't have to bring up. So
They
I
have
feel
nothing
like
else to cover. That's why they keep bringing up the same thing. Like, we're all about to fall up under the bed wherever you watch the show at. It's like boring. So they have nothing else to talk about. We're all over it. So they just keep like you said,
over that. And
let's talk about this again so we can have a fight, a big blowout. It's boring.
it's boring.
They
It's
need to
boring.
look.
And just watching his facial expressions is boring. Like, I'm like,
They need to
come
keep
on.
they need to keep Vincent out the cookie jar, because I think one day Vincent might explode.
And I do agree. I do agree that sometimes, yes, it's good to step out of your comfort zone. I love to do, fun stuff, but some things, and he said, I don't mind doing stuff, but just certain things like
Let him
that,
know, you're right.
just let
Discuss
me
it.
know.
Let me go here. He went wrong when they first was talking about the living situation, and she wants to live in this condo, and he wanted to live. I forgot where he wanted to live, and she went into the baby boys. Well, how about 3 years or whatever? So that's when he lost the battle right there. And then again, you gotta now man up. So now she knows that she can play you anytime with that little baby boys. So he's not in a winning situation, and he's so scared to lose her, because every counseling session, they're like, Vincent, you're gonna have to be yourself. Every time you can't, perform. So for all we know, everybody said they like Vinny. What if, first of all, I think he's performing. He sent his representative because he can't really show us who he really is. So who is Vinny Vincent? Because like you said, he said he could have anger. So is he gonna blow up? D'Ali went to the street.
He's acting. He's acting here.
I don't think
he's a terrible actor. He's only holding it down because he knows his next acting gig is on the ID channel. That's where he's going after the show.
I don't think he's acting.
He ain't getting nothing. He ain't getting no spin-off. He ain't getting no.
So what do you mean? You think that after this, he's gonna be stern, and she's gonna pull it together? I don't think he's acting like that. I don't think.
Saying, no, I'm not saying he's doing it for television. So let me just give you a perfect example. When I was with one of my exes, he wanted XYZ. And so I was trying to fit into his perfect little box, and it was miserable because after a while you get tired. So I think he wants to fit in Brianna's little perfect little box because he wants it to work, but eventually he's going to realize this is not me. Just like you said, you put a girdle on too tight, it's not going to fit. So I think that he's just in his place where he wants his marriage to work. He had felt the other girl left him because he was starting up his business. So I just think not like he's intentionally acting, but you lose yourself sometimes when you're in a relationship when you wanted to work so bad, trying to make compromises to the other person. So that's what I mean by acting. I don't think he's not somewhat in there, but I think he's putting on a little bit just to impress her.
Well, now we need to move on to another couple because we
Okay, I'm sorry. Let's go.
Yeah, we good. You good. You good. We just need to move on to another couple. We need to talk about what you guys
Gay
going to talk about.
Ryan. Gay Ryan.
Ooh,
Clara
who
Ryan?
said that? Who said that?
Miss Isis Blue.
Gay
Isis!
Ryan is gay. Period. I need y'all to stop acting like it's for this reason and it's for that reason. And Crystal, yes, I lived in Atlanta. I went to Spelman. I know all about that scene. Trust me.
You
Ryan
think
is gay. Not
I don't know
only is Ryan gay, but your boy Chris, he go both ways. But
That's
you
right.
Oh, sure.
I wouldn't be surprised.
but you
I wouldn't
ain't
be
hear that
surprised.
from me. But trust and believe, there is no a 12-year-old. If you opened up your legs, would jump inside. I hate to be that vulgar, but that's the truth of the situation. Ryan is gay. It's not about religion because he's married, and the Bible says the wedding bed or the marriage bed, you could do whatever you want in it. So it's not about that. He didn't sleep with his last girlfriend. He didn't sleep with the one before that. What grown man do you know is not trying to do it with nobody just for the sake of doing it? Come on.
So let me tell you,
No, but
Didi.
wait, Kia. But what Isis Blue? But just remember, hold on, Kia. Sorry about it. Just remember what he's doing to Clara. You understand? He's getting his stuff orally. So
Just like he would get from the fellas.
I was gonna say a
One
man
goes
can
to the
give you
other.
orally.
seriously, why you leave?
But I
All
don't
I'm
like that
saying,
he's
Didi,
playing her.
is
So
you got a panel that's been
Hold
saying
on,
what
hold on.
I've been saying for the last how long we've been watching this. But everybody, if y'all watch like any panel that I've been on, I've been saying this, and everybody been looking at me like I was crazy when I said Eric gonna put you in the basement, lock you up, and put you in chains in the ID channel. And then I said the same thing about Ryan, and everybody was like, "What are you saying, Kia? Oh my gosh! Like, why would you say that?" I was like,
You
"Them
have
guys
to,
is kind of."
I've seen
This was
you
in
have
week
to.
1 or 2.
Isis Blue, what was you saying?
Kia has been. I've seen you, Kia. You have been saying it, and people been trying to be like, no, it's because of his religion. No,
No.
he doesn't want to embarrass people at the church. Who gonna be embarrassed about a boy who got married on TV? I mean, that's embarrassing. You have to go on TV, but they gonna be embarrassed because you sleeping with your wife. Come on, now.
And not only that, if he's so following the religion, where in the Bibles does it say, thou shalt act like Pac-Man and gobble, gobble, gobble?
Didi, I love this panel. You got Crystal, listen. Didi up here.
okay, it's Diali that calls him Wolverine, and I
Yeah.
think so listen, with this haircut and this goatee, I'm like, you need a stylist. You need to just, or not goatee, the full beard.
He's
And
an
Clara
elf.
on Unfiltered, I don't know if you guys get Unfiltered, but she's like, look at
Yeah.
his beard. His beard is flourishing. I'm like, this man needs to shave. I'm like, this man needs to shave, and he needs to take this mohawk all the way down and start over. First of all, you look
First of all, if
crazy.
you're gonna
But
rock a conch, also known as a relaxer in your hair, you're gonna need to relax your face if you want us to
That's-
really believe that you are racially
it's
ambiguous.
hilarious.
Because your face is kinky, but the hair on the top is like fried down
Didi,
and
what
laid
you
to
gonna
the
do
side.
with them?
Okay, but let's
Oh
go
my
back
God.
to Gay Ryan and you. Okay, so he keeps saying religion. He wants kids. He wants this house. He wants this perfect thing. I've said this many times. Okay, so Clara, unfortunately, Ryan has gotten with somebody, or they put them. Clara is she either has lost her virginity at a young age, between the ages of 12 to 15, when she was nowhere near prepared for that, and has gotten with horrible men who have treated her horribly. And then Ryan, sheltered, has grown up in a predominantly white neighborhood, predominantly white, around predominantly white people, and have tried to, the only way he could get his confidence and fit in is to get into that fold. I don't think Ryan knows who he is, and Ryan's not going to know who he is until he admits, okay, I don't know who I am. I need to find out who I am before I get married. So not only that, so kids are cruel. I believe that Ryan for years has heard that he's not black enough. So and I don't think that's right, but I definitely think that that's what he's heard. And then he dates white girls. And then he actually said in his first interview that that I had an older white lady actually walk up to me and an ex-girlfriend and said that you guys should not be together. So he's constantly going back and forth. And so Clara, this girl is stress eating. This girl, I was like, what is happening? You and Vince are wearing the same girdle. What is happening, Clara? And so I think that she needs to hear it. She is words of affirmation. You need to tell this girl, hey, I'm not feeling it. I need more, or I want you. And that letter, this poor girl is hanging on to morsels.
Ooh.
We were saying this before. This letter, she's hanging, and I said, just like Paige, what is it about you that you're okay with just crumbs? You're okay with crumbs.
Look.
He wrote this beautiful letter, and then he put, love Ryan. And she's like, oh my God.
Yes, and then she started crying. She got so she act like a kid that got the candy they finally wanted. Like she was waiting for him to say I love you, and he said love Ryan. Like that was just clarity to her. Like
Dee Dee, don't try to skirt around that question.
So
I want to know your answer. Go ahead and read that screen.
Yes, Spike asked me, do I think Ryan is gay? That I cannot answer. Ryan is very confusing to me. I don't, to be honest, I don't know. I really do not know because I mean
Wolverine is confused a bit like you, Dee Dee, reading this question. Because I mean, he also, you know what? His children, him and Clara's children, gonna look like the little kid off Jumanji. You know, and they got the hair and the whiskers. You know,
I'm gonna say this.
For this guy.
I do think he's confused, but I think he's selfish also, like I've been consistent with it. There's no way that you're gonna be letting we could do all this. First of all, Clara's dumb, because I'm not gonna keep on just giving you these services and you not, paying back. So with him, that's just selfish for you to just lay there and let her do whatever she's doing and then be like, all right, good night, twiddly. That's
absolutely.
That
is so selfish and that's horrible of him. And to me, if he knows I'm like, how selfish you're being for this girl to be doing this for the last 6 weeks and you're giving her nothing. And if I were Clara, I'd be so sick of these kisses on the head. These forehead kisses. Look, if you kiss me one more damn time on my forehead, excuse me, Dee, and I am like seriously servicing you, I would be so mad. So
this though, Eve damn well knows, his family are watching. He ain't kissing that girl on her mouth after she's been serving him.
But
servicing him. He ain't kissing her on her mouth, and that's how what a dumbass he is. He's
not kissing her because he only likes men.
Kia, it seems like your dog agrees with Isis Blue.
Okay, so I'm gonna play devil's advocate. If let's say Isis Blue is wrong and he doesn't like men, what could the other reason be?
Her chin. Her chin is touching the ground.
But Crystal, at that point, there's no way around it because he should not let her service him if you're not attracted to her. So whatever your reason is, that's trash. So no matter what we find out down the line,
the other reason I can come up with is Ryan, like Chris, is spiritually attracted to Clara.
Let's just end this. Okay, let's just be done. I listen to
just like them forehead kisses. I would be like, don't even with the spiritual attraction. No,
I don't know, yo. But anyways, we need to move on as well. We need to talk about let's talk about Jacob and Haley. Now, let me show you guys something I saw.
No,
I can't believe I saw that. Look, that's the bracelet he bought. He bought.
What does it say? How much?
Hold on, I'll explain to you. That's the bracelet he bought for what's her name? Haley.
Haley, yeah.
The bracelet, it shows it was 200. It's a little small, but it showed it was 299. Now it was on sale for $99.
Oh wow.
That may not exactly be the bracelet though.
It may not be from the same place.
So?
Right.
Dee Dee just a hater because it could have been some diamonds, a bigger diamonds.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say he bought it back in August or whatever, because that's when it was filmed, right? So let's say it was $299 then. So let's say it was $500 and not $800. Okay, but it's still, she got that cap from the gas station. This girl has been so rude and condescending to him, getting there 2 hours ahead of time just because she wants to beat him at a silly batting cages. Through just, oh yeah, I got this in. He's been saying something about this bracelet. That was his declaration about what he's hoping for the future. He's really wanting this to work. He does, before he even met you, he's given you an eternity bracelet, and that's the sign for eternity. So he actually thought about it. Women love jewelry. I don't really know this girl's that well, but let me put a gesture, a nice gesture to say, and no, she didn't have to wear it all the time, but if they do go out just, with friends or whatever, once in a while, wear it. But the fact that she didn't even think about it. So my point was that they went to see the family the day after, like he met her family and she met his family, right? The day after the wedding. Why couldn't she get the bracelet from her mother then?
You must have been taking a nap today too, because I kept dozing off and coming back. But on this episode, she said she wasn't gonna wear it anyway. She might have been throwing shade. She was like, "Oh, I wouldn't have wore it anyway." So that shows that all that other garbage. You're not nice, Haley. You keep trying to portray yourself. And
she had plenty of time.
Last year, Bennett had a stone that he found and put on a necklace. And his wife looked at it, and since it was her future husband who was buying it, she put it on. Now, it did match with the crazy stuff she had going on, but it was like a stone or something.
It was a rock.
Regardless, before she even laid eyes on him, she didn't want to be married. Let's just be clear. This girl don't want to be married. She might be playing for the other team too. I'm not quite sure, but I'm real sure about Ryan. I'm not quite sure about her, but she's been rude to him throughout. She doesn't like him. He peeped game early on. He doesn't care anything about her. He's just going through the motions to get his check. He sleep in his own room. It's done. This is done. He just doesn't want to play this game with her like we're going through the motions. He's like, I'm not really trying to play this game. Another IT person. IT people don't have time for all of this ridiculousness.
Look, I don't get me wrong. I brought up the price of that, but for me, you see, Haley and Jacob, the problem with them is from the start of the season, Jacob was, Haley's not the best. Please don't get me wrong, but for me, Jacob didn't, from the start of that season, Jacob didn't pay enough attention to Haley to see what makes Haley happy, what makes Haley sad. He kept on giving them corny jokes. And hold on here, and I find he was just a little selfish. That's how he came off to me. So from the start, from the jump, Haley just didn't like Jacob. That's so. I wouldn't expect the rest of the season to have gone well between the two of them. But if Haley bought him a gift, and then she asked him, and he said, okay, out of disrespect, she's not wearing it, this, that, or whatever. Do not bring up the price. I would not, as a man, I would not bring up the price, because then it starts to look like you bought it, and then all the time things good. You're not bringing up the price. But as we're going through hardship and we don't want to be together, you bring up the price. I feel like you didn't do it from your heart. That's what it felt like to me when he made that statement. So I was saying to myself, like, Jacob, all right, you already don't like each other, like, Jacob, he has pushed Haley sometimes. Maybe you're not seeing it, but he pushed Haley sometimes. Because when Haley wrote the letter, and he wrote the letter, he's like, oh, well, my dog always come and sit on me. And Haley's like, yeah, because your dog like you now. That he was just trying to start a fight when he did that. And that's what I don't like about Jacob.
I don't think so.
He goes her. He definitely goes her. He definitely does. And
go ahead, Diali.
And may I say that bracelet was priced from 1983. That bracelet wasn't worth nothing at all. That's when Michael J. Fox was wearing it too. They can move himself with that bracelet, cheap ass bracelet, trying to bring up by $800. Who's he telling this lie to? You know, and you know what? Sesame Street wants him back. That's where he had to go.
Okay. A couple of things.
Let's just rewind on the bracelet. Let's on a serious note. Let me tell you where it went left. all these people on this show, their maturity level is in the garbage. So let's go here. It started off, Haley, you don't have sex with someone and say that's going to bring you closer. How old are you? So at this point, when she had sex with him, that's where she went wrong. And then you wake up and act funny. I don't care if it was trash. You start treating that man garbage, like after that, whatever. So he just been saying, y'all might have not been listening to his word choices, but he kind of salty because he said he never had a problem with the women, whether they was 80s too or corny. The women, he didn't have a problem with the women. So now he's trying to figure out, Haley, you ain't really telling me nothing, but you treating me like trash and I'm not used to being rejected. That's what it is. You have sex with somebody and then the next day you ghost them and production keep telling y'all got to be together, so she really can't ghost him like she wants to. But that was trash. She should have never slept with him. So at this point, he over her. And I told Dee Dee to tell the joke because I ain't gonna be able to tell it funny. But did y'all see the red meat? He took that red meat. He didn't even leave a Dear John letter. Who does that?
I did see that. I said he's taking the meat. I definitely saw that.
Jacob, you making me look bad. I can't go on no panels today because I've been for 6 weeks, and now you gonna go take the red.
I definitely saw that he took the meat, and I thought that was so funny.
Crystal, what did he have a cooler in his car? Like,
no, he put it in the white trash bag. He put it in the kitchen bag. I saw it because I saw he put it in
5 hours.
Yes, I'm actually from Beaufort, South Carolina, where Hilton Head is. It is literally, it's a good 4.5 hours from Atlanta. But besides that, two things. One, I respect Jacob for not. He's like, I'm not dealing with this. Like she said, I like ITP. He's just like, I'm done. I know she's done. I'm not gonna keep going through the motions. It's over. I'm done. But Haley got into this the same reason that Virginia got into this. She didn't want rejection. She's been dealing with stupid men or whatever for 7 years. And what did Virginia say? That she did this because well, if we were married, then you couldn't reject me. It would be harder for him to reject me. So that's why she got into it, because Haley's always like found some guy and then left after a couple of weeks or whatever, after 2 weeks, and then changed her mind or whatever. So she said, well, I'm gonna have to stick it out. This is giving me an opportunity to stick it out. This gives me a reason to stick it out. I do think that Jacob, he's a fun guy. I just think that they should have paired him. They should have found somebody more like Amelia or Bennett type of personality. Yeah, that's gonna be like him. He's just a very no nonsense guy. I do like the fact that he's just like, I'm not here for the BS anymore. And Haley keeps picking at. I think that it's Haley that keeps picking at him. I do think that he has odd jokes. Some people have weird sense of humor. Some people, he just has a weird sense of humor. I think he has weird.
To love him. He wants her to love him, and
he does want
to love him.
Now this I will agree, because because they had sex. They had sex after day 4, so he's thinking, I'm in. Like, okay, now the walls have come down, and we're gonna get along great. No, that was her saying, okay, that was drunk sex. It wasn't that great. I don't want, now we got to start over. And now he's really seeing, this is the real her. This is not the 4 days. That was the, people bring their representative. That was her representative. This is the real Haley. This girl is a manipulator, and I feel like she keeps picking. I'm sorry, she keeps picking at him, and he just has an odd sense of humor.
Crystal, did you hear when Haley said both of us are headstrong, and she's right, because both of them nitpick. Both of them they pick up. But anyways, let Isis Blue go ahead, because she's been wanting to talk. Go ahead, Isis.
Oh, only thing I was gonna say is I really think that all of these people they picked are mixed matched. I really think that Clara would have been good with Jacob, and Haley definitely wants to be with Eric. I just think they mix match. Like, Clara would have been so happy to be in that house with that pool in the 80s room. She would have found that funny. She'd have been like, whatever. She'd have been able to have sex. Jacob would have been happy. We would have seen.
And as long as he said, I love you, she would have been good.
Right. And
I agree. I agree with that. I was saying that last night. I was saying that a couple weeks ago, that Haley and Eric would have been great together.
Yeah,
So
but
y'all
Clara
know that
wanted.
cartoon where people be like
Magna
their
hat.
notes and they drop all the papers on the ground. Maybe the experts accidentally dropped all the papers on the ground.
Shuffle them all up. It just
Haley
the
would have
papers
been
went everywhere.
happy to rock her Magna hat. Her mama would have been happy because she's dating this rich white boy who got a hangar and he flies a plane. Haley would have been loving that. She would have been home every night. It would have worked out lovely.
Yeah,
Lovely.
she would not be waking up at her Mill's friends' houses on the couch,
She
they
would not
almost
have
half
been.
drunk.
She would have been right at home waiting on her rich boyfriend, husband to come home. She'd have been happy and content. Clara would have been happy and content with Jacob. Now I don't know
Yeah,
what
but
happened with them
Clara
and the
don't want to
baby.
be for white man. Clara wants to be. She wants to be for black man. That's
I
the
bet
thing.
you if they would have put her with
Wolverine
Jacob, she
ain't
would have
black.
took it. Because they didn't
Wolverine
give
ain't
her
black.
nothing else she wanted. If they would have put her with Jacob, she would have took it. Especially if he would have put it on her. She would have took it. Jacob work out. He got a nice body. He could have put it on her.
That man, Isis
This
Blue,
is
that man is lazy with that body. You can see that man is lazy with that
oh,
body. I'm
who's
telling you.
lazy? Ryan or who's lazy with the body?
Jacob. Jacob
No,
Jacob
he
lazy
used to
with
be.
with that
him.
He's
body.
lazy now, but he used to be a bodybuilder. I think
I
that
saw
Claire
Oh.
wanted
pictures of him as a
Claire wanted
bodybuilder.
somebody. She wanted Emmanuel Ochoa. She wanted like dark chocolate. She said racially ambiguous. I said, please, you want with Jacob's body. She wanted a big black man who was demanding and could throw around the room,
Hey,
and she got
listen,
Ryan.
we all want that. We all want that. I ain't arguing with her. I'm not mad at her for that. Who don't want a man that can fling you around the room 2 times?
Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah,
Agree.
but look,
But instead, she got
when
Ryan.
it comes, when it comes, sorry, Jacob and Haley, I think they should have just done like Chris and Pigeon, just keep them off, like get them off by now, just get them off the show.
I mean,
So I
they
have a
couldn't
question
even ride
then.
in the car together. They
Right,
couldn't
I
even
noticed that too.
ride in the car together, and they slept in separate rooms at the house. It's a wrap.
So I have a
Yeah.
question then. Why do you
He
guys
had a
think?
plan. Well, you know
So-
you about to dip ISIS. He knew he was dipping. That's why he said, I'm going to, if I go to a party with you and I know I really don't want to go, I'm like, let's drive separate cars. Instead of you being grown and saying, listen, I might leave you.
So I have a question then. So the last time they went to see Dr. Pepper and Pastor Cal, and then they went back together. Haley had her crying fit again. Why did they decide to stay together? Because they got back to the house and he said, I feel like if you would try, I think that this could work. No, it's not going to work. So why did they decide to stay together? Why did they say, well, let's stick with it?
Was
$100,000
gonna get
fine.
another paycheck.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, paycheck.
Right,
So they're
right.
slow
Yeah.
death
But
divorce.
but
They
did
should,
you
but
guys
just as
notice?
Dee said, Dee, didn't you just say that they should have just cut their losses a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, but they want. I guess probably they that's the agreement they probably have behind the scenes we don't know about. But the next thing is, did you guys notice? Was anybody surprised they won the game? I wasn't surprised.
No.
Well, you just said that they don't know anything about each other, Dee Dee. You just said that they
No. I didn't say they didn't know anything about each other. They actually do. Because if you don't like someone, trust me, you'll know what that person does. She don't like him, he don't like her. What I'm saying is they just don't need to be together because they don't like each other. But that don't mean they don't know each other. Because I wasn't surprised when they won. Because the same way if I don't like you, and I see you, I've been around you, I see what you do, I know what you do, but I just don't like you. That don't mean, if somebody asks me questions about you, I can't give information about you. But then
Yeah, because
people
she's looking for
usually,
ammunition. Your girl
Huh?
Haley is evil. She was looking for ammunition, like you said. If you don't like somebody, you look at all their faults, like So Haley is, you said, sorority girl. That child, and then I'm gonna tell y'all, to the audience, whoever watching, I didn't like how Bree took up for Haley. Girl, you don't even know her well enough. You don't know what she's doing behind closed scenes. You haven't watched the clips yet. So don't stop taking up for people like because that's a girl. She's like, oh my gosh, oh poor Haley. Everybody, all the girls want to say poor Haley. Listen, girls, do not do your girlfriends a disjustice. Call them out on their mess. Call them on that. Give them the smoke. What Kojo told me last week. You give them the smoke. Them your girls, but give them the smoke. At the end of the day, they all on Haley's team, and Haley is not innocent.
yeah, because they don't really know what's going on. But then,
They try to ignore that they try to be girlfriends. You, Crystal, unmute.
She's trying to find a reason to break him down, like just getting to the batting cages 2 hours early. She just wants to be she's just trying to find every little thing. She's just trying to pick and find a reason not to like him, find a reason to pick at him. Oh, I just knew that you get something. She was just
But
she's
I don't
rude.
Yeah, but
understand.
look,
She's horrible.
even when they were going to the house, they didn't live together. He got there 45 minutes before. Like
But
the
she
two,
left
That
the
was
two
so
of them
funny.
just
but
the two of them just
that's
nitpicking.
nice.
That was a little funny to me because he's saying he texted her, he called her, she said she didn't get it. She said, "Oh, why you started eating?" I mean, I was
They
kind
didn't
of
even communicate.
no, but
They don't
listen,
need to
I was
communicate.
kind of feeling Jacob because the last meal Jacob ate, he cooked. To me, Jacob looked like he'd have never stopped chewing that steak or those bread. Like
The
that food didn't look
question
like I.
is, what girl or guy did Haley go see when he took her luggage, whatever, and she left in the car before him? They going in the same direction. How did she get there after him?
Yeah,
I don't
you're
understand. So she went to see somebody or do something because they
Yeah,
shouldn't have been that far apart. She should
yeah.
have
She
technically
went to
got
get
there
some
after
decent
her.
D.
Where'd she go?
yeah.
She went to
ISIS, you
get
mean?
some decent D. She was fed up at Jacob in his face. I would be fed up of him too.
I'm
ISIS,
sorry.
your
And
volume needs to be a
Allie,
little
I
higher.
like Jacob. I think I like Jacob because he's honest and he's clear. He
I
been
agree.
seeing the bull since day one, and he just not playing that game with her. He's like, we can continue to. I'm in my room, you in your room. We'll get our check at the end of this, and we'll go our separate ways. He told her over that dinner that time. Well, we just doing this until the final day. Then we ain't never gonna see each other again. That was a very truthful story. He told her the absolute truth. He knows she don't like him. He not really feeling her no more. He is like, let me get my money and get Ghost. And that's all he's doing.
But
I
Didi,
hold
do
on,
you see why people like him though? I'm sorry, Didi.
hold on, Crystal. ISIS, what you using, a phone or laptop? Because some people saying they can't hear you. Like your volume is really low.
Oh,
Oh, they say
okay.
they're hearing you
Okay.
now. Okay, they say they're hearing you. All right.
Okay.
What did you ask me, Crystal?
Well, do you see why people like him now? Because he's very straight and to the point. He's like, this isn't
Yeah,
working.
no, yeah.
Let's stop. Let's stop. And
Okay.
to me, yeah, he's a little goofy and he has a weird sense of humor. And the shorts and the whatever sandals, the Jesus sandals are
The Daisy
awkward.
Dukes.
But to me,
The
I'm like,
Rocky
that's his
Riders.
level of comfort because you're not because you like tennis shoes and certain people don't do tennis shoes. Cowboy boots are comfortable to people. I don't have any cowboy boots, but they're comfortable to people. So just
Daisy
because
Dukes not
when he
comfortable
said
for a man. Daisy Dukes are
that
not comfortable for a man.
they shouldn't be, if you
They
have a
look
point, but
good.
that was goofy. That's just his goofy personality. He needs, but just like crazy. What's his name in that house dress? His sleeping dress, whatever. I was like, that is so weird. That is so odd. Like,
Bennett.
but
Bennett in
Bennett,
his
thank you.
dress.
But
Mm-hmm.
But
the
Amelia
thing,
was weird too. So she was like, okay, if that's what you
that's
want to do, hey.
That's my point. Just because that's not her level of comfort doesn't mean it's bad. She keeps saying he's wrong, he's bad, this, that, and the other. But to me, I'm like, this guy is straight and to the point. He has an odd sense of humor. He likes me eating meat and eggs. And I could see, I was like, okay, I got to be on Jacob's team at this point because this girl is
Well,
just doing
Crystal,
nitpicking
I got
stuff.
a question for you,
Yeah.
Crystal. So
look,
you know, a lot of African American women, you know, was feeling Jacob. So I've been receiving personal texts and DMs talking about some, well, do you know if he down with the swirl? I'm like, I don't know this man just because I'm Team Jacob. Like,
yeah. Kia, hold on. Kia, I just put you on mute because of what you just said. You need a timeout. We can't believe I can't believe what you just said about Jacob.
Oh no, he did not.
Don't
Jacob
you agree with
down
me?
with
Diallo,
that
don't put it
swirl,
on mute.
y'all.
You
Diallo
can't do
defend
it.
me because she's saying
Jacob is
about
down with the swirl. Don't be a hater, Dee.
Don't be a hater,
no,
Didi.
I'm
Don't be a hater,
serious,
Didi.
Didi.
I
I'm
think that
telling you, because I guess people feel like because I was Team Jacob, people are reaching out to me to my yeah, I wonder if he
Kia.
down with the swirl.
Kia, I'll put you on mute for a second time if you keep on talking like that.
You're just being a hater, Dee.
Okay, are you asking me would I be attracted to Jacob?
Exactly, that's what she's asking you.
Okay, Jacob is not. I have a gosh. No, I'm not attracted to him physically. Not his face.
Crystal,
Okay, this is a sad thing.
Crystal,
Okay, I'm not attracted
yeah.
to him. I'm not attracted to him, but I can understand like the goofy sense of humor. He doesn't like. I'm not totally. I wouldn't. I'd go on I would go on a second date with him, but I don't see forever with Jacob. Now,
Crystal, the next time Kia asks you that question, take a deep breath, drink a glass of water, and then answer that question.
No, I'm not attracted to Jacob, but
thank you
I
very much.
don't think. But I'm still on Jacob's team. Like I could
All
see
right.
he should be down. I think that Jacob should be down with the swirl because a black woman would take good care of him, and that might be where he needs to go. Not maybe my swirl, but somebody else's swirl.
No. And even D'Ali, she been on me all this week, like his nose. Oh my gosh, I can't wake up to that.
Is that right?
I never said I want to date him. I just said that he has a job, he has a house, he has a lot of stuff going for him. So
Not only that, but he's been doing well for himself. He said at 26 he bought his first home.
Man, I'll be down with him. We're getting married tomorrow.
So apparently his money's probably making money. So to me, so I do think that he probably should pursue black women because a black woman would take good care of him, and I think that they would make a good match. And yeah,
you know what?
Since Audra went on a couple weeks ago, I was like, you know what? We are ride or die. I know I'm a ride or die chick.
Listen, all I'm saying
before D'Ali mutes me, before Didi
just a hater. So anyhow, what I'm saying is that once you get to a certain age, like how he's weird, you learn to ignore people. I live in a house by myself. So if I had a boyfriend, I wouldn't want him in here talking to me all day. So once you get to a certain age, you self-sufficient, you got your career going. Again, I'm not saying I want to date him because he is, he's not my type, but I could see him being with a black woman and she going about her business. He probably would have even made it with Bree. So you notice that he was talking to Bree.
Okay. You know what? Before you say that, his money would make him look so beautiful to me. I'm sorry.
But he's accommodating too. He has really changed himself for her. Sorry.
Let Isis Blue go. She wanted to say something.
The thing about Jacob is he is very comfortable in his skin regardless. And I think that can be attractive.
Yeah, that's my point.
He's not for me because I stick with my own. So he's not for me. But I think that it's attractive to someone who he could care less. He is comfortable in his skin. Not a lot of people are. Vinny isn't. Vinny isn't comfortable in his skin. He want to wear a girdle. He can't speak. But the thing about Jacob is like, this is who I am. Love me or leave me alone. And I have appreciation for that.
I agree. That's what I'm saying.
Don't mute me no more. Because Isis just broke it down and she was saying you can appreciate because he was real. He tell you,
okay.
At my age, tell me how it is.
But you know,
that's literally what I'm saying.
The thing is with this, the thing is with this, if you get to a stage in your life where you need a show to get you a mate, you gotta be grateful for what you've got. You gotta look past the outside and look at the beauty within. Now, me personally, Didi, you know how shallow I am. I would have to bag that man's head and ride him like Seabiscuit. He ain't never gonna be not into this world. Let me tell you.
I agree with you, Isis Blue, though. That's what I'm saying.
I disagree with D'Ali because trust and believe. Anybody that Woody wanted in New Orleans, he could have got. He didn't go on the show because he couldn't find someone. Neither did Amani. Neither did Miles or Karen. All of them are very good-looking people. And they didn't need to come on this show to find a mate. They came on this show because they wanted to find the right mate. And for them, luckily, they did find them the right mates. But not everybody that come on this show is because they can't find a mate. So that's not true.
All right, we need
I agree. He's comfortable in his own skin, and he's very straight and to the point, and that's why. And now, again, I think he's not my type, but I definitely think he needs to start looking at a black woman. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
we need to talk about
that's where the happiness is.
That's it.
We need to talk about Eric and Virginia so I can wrap it up. because I've been almost an hour. But what do you guys think about Eric and Virginia?
Nothing. Too
The
drunk.
child and the
He's
child
drunk.
and the father. The child and the father. He constantly berates her, constantly telling her off. The man doesn't even want her to sleep with a pussy in the bed. I
Oh
mean,
my
a
God,
cat
yeah.
in the bed. A cat. See, you lot, mine's going wrong. You know.
No, I
Now,
just
I
think
kind
like,
of agree with Kia Simone on this one. Because, like, okay, now you got a husband. Why would your husband, whether he was allergic or not, come on, don't put the cats in another room or have a place for the cats. Now that you're a newlywed, don't be sleeping in the bed with the cats. That's how you did when you were single. Now that you got a husband, don't be sleeping in the bed with the cats. And he's allergic. So
But
now you really
Crystal,
have to think about.
can
Crystal,
you
you really
imagine
think
that? She
you really
says
think
one
that
cat is sleeping on top of her and the other cat is over here. How do you even sleep? Do you just sleep like a coffin, like
no,
you in a coffin?
but
Because
Kia, do you really think that man is allergic to cats?
No,
Honestly,
he lied.
I don't think.
I didn't think.
He
I
I
don't
lied.
think
He's a
didn't.
so.
liar. He's
He
a
lied. He
control
ain't
freak.
allergic to cats.
I didn't even think about that. I just
Yeah,
assumed that he was really allergic to cats.
But
But you
listen,
might have a point.
even if you loved cats, why would you want the newlyweds? Why would I want to have to push a cat off for you to get to you?
Two.
They doing things at night that you don't want to do with the cats. That's just,
yeah,
I mean, how are you
I agree.
cuddling with cats and I'm laying right
right,
next to you?
not Didi.
It
I
doesn't
agree.
matter if you are allergic or not allergic. The fact of the
I
matter
agree.
is, I am not, and I have a dog and I sleep in the bed with my dog. If I had a husband, my dog is not going to be in the bed with us unless he may be
exactly.
at the bottom of the bed because we doing things and we cuddling with one another. You might have a pet to help keep you warm when you don't got a body, but if she has a body in her bed and she want him to be like, oh, that's cool. But I also blame him because this is what you do. You say, I am not sleeping in a bed with any cats, period. And there's no additional conversation. Let her think and say whatever she wants to. And when the day comes to make a decision, you say, you know what? I thank you guys for me, introducing her to me, but we're looking for different things. I'm not looking to sleep in the bed with animals. Period.
But Isis, y'all named her Drunkard Virginia, but she's not that slow. She done peeped some of she done peeped some of his traits, and she know that she don't want to be on the ID channel, so she's really trying to figure out how not to end up on that channel. Because when he had that conversation in the car, like, don't talk in front of people. That's the number one sign when somebody about to do something
Yes.
to you.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
no.
Yeah.
You signed up for a show,
Kia.
so now he's already trying to seclude her. So Virginia
Kia.
probably trying to find a way out.
Kia, the number one sign was when she said he don't like her to be around her family. That was the number one sign. He
Now, I
pushed
missed
her away
that one.
from
No, I don't think
everybody.
he's comfortable. So he wants her to be accommodating to his family, but he doesn't want to be accommodating to hers because he's not understanding. Like her father is twice divorced and all of these things, and he made an excuse when he finally called the father and said, well, I've just been working hard and also been working on concentrating on Virginia and our marriage that I didn't reach out to you, and I'm really sorry. I said, oh, please, you've had plenty of time. She's made all this extra effort because you wanted her to make this extra effort, and you haven't done the same in return. This girl, she's starting to lose herself. Yeah, they're going to say yes whenever the good Lord, I hope this ends soon. Whenever this ends, but I don't know why, but 5 months just came into my head. I don't know if it's even going to be that long. Maybe 2 years at the most.
Eric doesn't respect her family because he thinks they're low class and below.
Yes,
That's why
he does.
he's not trying to meet with them, and I don't think that he's even asked her to make movements towards his family. I think she did that on her own.
She may
But
have.
Eric is not interested in knowing her family because they low class and
Yes.
they don't
To
rock
him.
the magma
Yeah.
hat.
They don't rock the magma hat. Her sister's gay. All of these things that, listen, if my sister can't come over for Thanksgiving, then what am I even doing staying with you? You know, we need to have these conversations.
That's what I'm saying. That's the control thing. He's isolating her, already. Like, I don't want you to smoke. I don't want you to, he's doing it slowly. So although like she's not, at his class level or whatever, he's still like, okay, I can train her. Basically like the dogs. He was like, okay, I need to train these dogs and I need to train you, Virginia. So Virginia is kind of scared because you see why she said I'm moving over my parents' house or whatever. She just don't know how to say what, she has that nervous energy. So she might have a breakdown. So with that, she's still smart enough between the drinks to know that she don't want to be in that house because I might not ever see her again.
And I think she's very smart. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
She knows too that she can't be sleeping in the bed with no cats with her husband. But I think she says a lot of that kind of stuff just to hold on to her own self. Like she's gonna keep letting him know, I'm gonna battle you. I'm gonna battle you. You're not gonna control me and say whatever to me because I'm a human and I'm gonna battle you. Because trust me, she knows she can't be sleeping in the bed with no cats.
It's her only last resort to exert control. Now she's right to a certain point that not all marriages are conventional. Everybody doesn't have to have a conventional marriage, but these little things that she says about, I think she doesn't want to be alone, about me staying over my guy friend's house. She has more than just guy friend's house. She needs to stop bringing that up. No, you're wrong. That's not okay. But at the same time, she still wants to hold on to some semblance of her previous life. She needs that because her family was broken. So those friends then became her family. So she's trying to hold on to that. And he wants her to break everything. He's like, I want you to depend on me. I want you to think only about me. And that's it. You're right. I think it's starting slow. And she's like, I haven't seen any of my friends. I haven't seen those people that I usually hang out with once a week. I haven't seen any of that. And I've dedicated all of this to you. She's not going to be able to do this you're right. She has a lot of nervous energy too, but he's going to start breaking her down even more step by step. And she's really doubting herself. And next thing you know, we're going to find her locked up in a closet somewhere. But Eric, he's crazy. He's a manipulator, telling her, oh, I want you to call me 2 or 3 times a day. But then when it came to him doing the same to her, he wouldn't do it. He's not calling her family. There's just so many things that he's not understanding. That's another thing. Eric keeps talking about his parents being married for 40 odd years and having no problems. No, Eric, your parents were having plenty of problems. They just hid it from you. Exactly. And I bet you anything that if he really had a conversation individually with his parents or his mother and father individually, he'll find out that his father probably did cheat on his mother or vice versa or something. There's no way.
He knows, Crystal. Like I said, he's a presentation guy. And so that's why I said last week when I told you guys I was scared for Virginia. Even though she's confident, but you made a key word. You said break her. So that's just what people do. They try to break your spirit. So although she's mouthy now, like, y'all say, okay, she's, independent and she's trying to hold on to these little things. But if she stay with Eric long enough, he will break her. So that's what I was just like, girl, get out. Stay at your parents' house. So you made a lot of good points, Crystal. All their points were on point. But I do think he knew his parents were not perfect. He just saying that for the public.
I think so, because I'm like, oh, my parents were helicopter pilots and all of these things. Sorry, Dee, go ahead.
No, I'm about to close this off. So then I honestly appreciate everybody that calling. But Crystal, starting with you. Thanks for calling. And what's your last words on marriage?
Again, I'm worried for all of these couples. At this point, like I said, Bree and Vincent were my last hope, and I'm just like, if he does not get his voice, find his voice, and he can be direct and stern without being aggressive, then no way. No, I mean, this is just she's a manipulator, and she's picks and picks and picks, and I also think she's trying to find something wrong. What did she say? Oh, well, I want somebody to have adventures with, and if I can't live like that. I won't stick around, or something like that. She said when they were having champagne on the beach, and Yeah, they were my last hope.
Yeah, that I saw that conversation and it was just I wanted to sleep because
Yeah.
it didn't interest me that much.
Eric
But
and Virginia, I'm worried for her as well. I think there's he's slowly trying to break her. And the other two, I don't know. I like somebody said last week. I'm sorry, I'm going long. It's hard to say somebody's gay. It's probably not a good idea to just like
yeah,
because
for it
we
all.
don't know to announce that or just have that preconceived notion about somebody. But there's got to be something. He doesn't know himself. Like he wants somebody like him. He wants to be liked by black people, and he will be if he would just like say, hey, this is me, but he doesn't know himself yet. I shouldn't say it like that, but it's not that he's not liked by black people. He just doesn't know who he is. I'm talking about Ryan and Clara. So that's it.
But and one more thing, which couple do you think might stay together?
Oh, I think definitely Bree and Vincent, Eric and Virginia, and I think Clara and Ryan will stay together because this is her best relationship. I think that she hasn't had somebody that's just been nice to her, which is so sad.
Wow. Well, I like your list. Diali, you next.
Jay Leno and Wolverine ain't staying together.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's staying together for the fact of the Bible, the good Lord that provides us with that, and his family are watching him, and he's gonna for sure, as he keeps saying, for sure, gonna let her keep gobbling his knob just to keep him happy at night. That's it. I mean, as for Virginia and the stepfather relationship, that's a complete joke. That's control. That's something else. That's something else sinister that's later on down the line, because obviously there's 2 vacancies for the ID channel. There's one for Vincent and there's one for Eric. So the 2 of them have got a good chance of getting, a check out of, telling their story and what they did. And I mean, my man's gone back to Sesame Street, obviously. Jacob's gone back there because obviously he's not going to get any love, and he's $800 bracelet that probably is off the QVC channel isn't going to have any takers, so that's the end of that for him. And the little mean girl, that girl needs to brush her hair, man, and stop behaving like she's something she ain't. She ain't from Beverly Hills. She's an ordinary girl that looks, messed up like the rest of those mean girls usually do. So the show's pretty much done. I mean, I'm looking forward to Car Crash Chris and Paige coming back with their, I might fall in love with you, rubbish.
God, no.
Yeah, they're gonna make an appearance again. Somehow they're gonna make an appearance. Paige is gonna try and be a little over sexy with a leaned up wig, and Chris is gonna come with a tight shirt with his gut hanging out. Where is Mercedes? Where is Mercedes? I mean, I love the show. I think it's good, great car crash TV. I enjoy watching them just fall apart and collapse.
All right. Isis Blue.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you to DD for letting me join tonight. It's been
You're
fun.
welcome.
This
You're
is
welcome.
my first live that I'm actually joined in, so thank you so much. As far as the couples, I know that Bree and Vincent will stay together. Ryan and Clara will stay together, and Eric and Virginia will definitely stay together. Now, the real thing is going to be, will they make it to, the reunion? Probably, but will they make it to a year? Very, very doubtful. Very doubtful. I think that all of those individuals did at least want to be married. And so that's why I think they're going to try to stay in it, but it's not going to work for none of them. And I'm just going to keep it short and sweet till next week.
All right. Thank you, Isis Blue, for calling. I appreciate you. Kia Simone. What? You're talking to Jacob. You're talking to your attention is not on us anymore.
Yeah, Jacob. See, you know what? That's because people are on my messaging me. So no, I'm not. like I said, these couples are for TV, and they're like, a lot of people in real life stay together and shouldn't be. They portray something and they're not happy. So yeah, if they make it, they just doing it just out of convenience. Because trust me, I'm an SME. We could do a whole nother show. I stayed in a marriage and it was garbage, and people didn't know when it broke up. Like, what? Y'all too? Oh my gosh! So I don't think none of it's gonna work. So I think the experts, they, with your words, say sue them. I would sue them people. You ruined my life. But anyhow, nope, no people, no couples. I have no hope.
Didi, I just wanted to thank you for letting me come on. This is my first time as well, and I just had a great time. I would love to come back again. And Diali, just think of Jacob mixing up with a chocolate nose like this, somebody like that, that'll improve him, right away. So that's all you think of it like that,
All I'm saying is don't be caught in them Daisy Dukes. Don't look for the man that wear no Daisy Dukes and some cowgirl boots. That's all I'm saying.
Bati riders. They weren't Daisy Dukes. Riders.
We say it in the Caribbean. Kia, shout out your channel and your book.
So if you don't know by now, I'm Kia Simone on YouTube and on IG. I'm author Kia Simone. Didi don't have my name up, so y'all probably gonna spell it wrong, but that's okay. My book is From Pain to Love, which is by Kia Simone on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. But I was listening. I could multitask, Didi. Don't hate.
Now, I got my next show. I'm thinking of wearing a Daisy Duke, so
no,
we'll
you gotta use the shoes too. You gotta do the shoes. I don't know what they're called.
Do not geek him up, because if he comes in with Daisy Dukes, y'all not gonna even see my face. I'm just gonna take y'all gonna
look what I'm going to do to Kia this time. Mute.
Didi, did you like Miss Thing flirting with you though? You were just so outdone. Ida was flirting up a storm.
Ida is pretty cool. Seeing her on the show, it was like a whole, train wreck, like a train crash, like a plane crash, but getting to speak to her backstage, Ida is just a human at the end of the day. I really like her. She's somebody I was going to be around. She had me blushing when she was saying some of her stuff, but then hey, I can't. That's all. I'm already taken, so then I cannot go that direction.
Very good, Didi.
Yeah,
very good. No,
but she's somebody I can hang out, and probably if I go to Houston, try and meet up and have some fun with, because she's pretty. She'll make you laugh. Trust me, Idol make you laugh. But I got some more interviews coming from Ready to Love. I did it in the season payout a little more, and the season people that get kicked off, I'll be having them coming in my show. So you guys just stay tuned. I got some more interviews coming. But thank you, everybody. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. Come back, call in again. I really enjoyed this conversation.
I seen you last time, so I seen you in the comments. I'm like, Didi, get her. And I never seen Ice. He said he saw you, so I must have missed your comments. But it's lovely. You guys had me cracking up today. Like literally, I was half asleep when I got on, but I'm woke now.
Thank you.
I appreciate all of you guys. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate every one of you guys.
Bye-bye.
So on 3, we're going to get out of here. 1, 2, 3. I want everybody to say Daisy Dukes. So when I say on 3, we just shout Daisy Dukes and we go on. 1, 2, 3.
Daisy Dukes.
Daisy Dukes.